Ah! Here we go. Go Sports Radio. Here from Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach. Carver and Cuthbert with you on a Thursday. Much nicer Thursday today than yesterday when we were down here. It was cold. It's still cold, but the sun's out. Very nice Thursday down in Long Beach on the island as we get ready. A lot to do today. Very busy Thursday show. We'll start to get ready for all the NFL this week. Week 15 in the National Football League. We have got college football to do. We have got hockey to do. Nice effort by the Rangers last night in Chicago. We've got hoops. We've got baseball from the winter meetings. Just a lot more coaches trouble in college. Chopped. Sharon Moore at Michigan. So very, very busy. Mike Carver here along with Paul Cuthbert. Hi, Paul. How are you?
Good afternoon, Michael. I like this setup over here. A little different.
Yeah, we
today.
move things around a little bit. We're just trying different spots in the tap room. And I like this because now, like when I'm looking this way, I can see everything. Like I can even see Tommy. Like I can see everything going on.
Yep.
Here in Borrelli's tap room. So
Tommy getting the ball ready.
Tommy getting things ready to rock. Throwing CNC up on the televisions in here, which is nice. It's awesome. But we're ready to roll here today, Paulie. That's for sure. On a Thursday show. I guess what we usually do on Thursdays is start with the NFL locals. Like this gets harder as you get later into the season.
Yes.
To continue to talk about these teams. Like it's tough. Like Giants, Washington, Jets, Jaguars coming up on Sunday. Like that's brutal. We'll get into tonight's game too. We have Falcons and the Bucks in Tampa tonight to get things going in week 15. So no more buys, thank God. We're done with that garbage. We don't have to deal with buys anymore. But
put up or shut up time, man.
Put up or shut up time.
Yeah.
For it. Let's start with the Giants.
Okay.
Home for Washington this week. Washington has basically said enough. They're not even going to play Daniels. They're pretty much done with it. Did you watch have you been watching the Hard Knocks with the NFC East on HBO? You just been seeing the clips of Kafka throwing 100 F-bombs at the team while they're sitting in the.
Very weird, man.
The Giants need to stop doing
they
need to stop doing Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
Because Hard Knocks has been going on for 20 years, over 20 years. They've now changed Hard Knocks. They've added this in-season one. I think this is the second or third year in a row they did it. Last year they did the AFC North, where they do an entire division during the season. So they kind of bounce around to everybody. And we know they did the off-season one 2 years ago where Shane with the Barkley stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they looked awful for that.
Is that the boat?
That was that was when Barkley was a free agent.
Oh,
and Shane was on the phone.
The boat crew was before.
That was before that.
Well, yeah.
But the last time they did Hard Knocks was when Shane was on the phone with Barkley, basically like, let me know if somebody comes here to offer. And like he's asking his kid who he should draft at quarterback. Like Shane had a real bad look. And then you have Kafka dropping 150 F-bombs to basically 85 or 65.
And not in a very cool, hip way.
Completely uninterested faces in the crowd as they continue to show the crowd. Now, look, for people who clutch their pearls about how this is like how a head coach talks, I got news for you. They all talk like that. Okay? That's not. I think the more interesting part is that the room is basically just like, dude, just shut up. Like plenty of coaches talk like that. I don't think that the language that he was using, like Rex was the Jets that did Hard Knocks. He had 6,000 F-bombs and they made the AFC title game. There's just, it doesn't matter that the language. I think it's that there didn't seem to be a lot of people in the room who.
Well, his cadence was very awkward. It was just
that too.
Very weird,
It was very,
like very. It's not natural stuff. So
if
you don't really talk like that like every day, then don't talk like that.
To be fair to him, he's not the guy that before whatever it's been a month now, whatever it is, was in charge of doing things like that. Getting up in front of the whole team and trying to.
Well, there's no doubt the whole consensus now is that there's no way he comes back.
Well, I didn't think so anyway, but he's
I know, but it kind of cemented it.
It did kind of cement it.
Especially amongst the feedback from fans yesterday who saw it.
Yeah. So the Giants are 2-11.
Scat's off the he's off the
bike or
off the bike,
little roller
boots
or whatever
off.
the
He's
hell
walking, so maybe he gets in before the end of the season.
Nah, he's not getting in.
If anybody can do it,
2-11. Washington is 3-10. The last time, when the Giants last win? That Thursday night game, October 9th against the Eagles. That was the last time the Giants won. It's been 2 months.
It was before everybody took their Halloween decorations down.
It was before we started doing that. I mean, it was that
yeah.
Giants haven't won. So
It's
you're
true.
the reason. The Giants haven't won since we started doing the show at Borrelli's.
Yeah, okay.
No.
You need to blame somebody. It's all good.
Washington also is in quite the free fall. They haven't won since October the 5th. Both teams over 2 months since their last win.
Ain't nothing good coming out of DC.
And someone has to win this week at MetLife. Someone has to win the game. The Giants are 2.5-point favorites. Jackson Dart.
I'll take Jackson and the 2 points at home.
They're laying the 2 points. You got to win the game by. You got to win the game. They're laying. Giants are favored.
I'll still take it.
I think that there's one thing that's important for the Giants over these last 4 weeks. And that is a lot of people, you need to lose these games. You got to get the best draft pick. Like, you've been doing that for years now. And yes, it did cost you a few years ago. And I think the more important than losing games is Jackson Dart continuing to progress as an NFL quarterback, as an NFL starting quarterback, and getting that Paulie winning feeling on a regular basis. And you have the type of schedule over these last 4 games that they can do that. Like, they can go into the offseason, Washington, Minnesota at home, at Vegas, home but Cowboys. 3 of the last 4 games at home, 3 of them against teams that, look, and Minnesota destroyed Washington last week.
Mm-hmm.
But that's going to be a game at MetLife outdoors the Sunday before Christmas. I'm sure it's not going to be nice out at MetLife that day. Vikings are an indoor team, as we know, in Mini. This is a chance for them for him to show a little something and get some really good feelings. Like, they lose all 4 of these games. Like, even if he plays well, I think he needs to show some get some winning feeling, Paulie, as a starting quarterback in the NFL. I think that's what matters over these last 4 games, even more than picking 2nd instead of 6th. I think that feeling that as a team and as a starter and showing that he's the guy that can do that, I think is the number one priority if you have anything that's important to you as a Giant fan over these last 4 games.
Yeah, I agree with you. And it's going to be, with that said, and, people with conspiracy theories and as far as, tanking, draft picks and all this stuff, it is something to watch for. I mean, I'm with you. I think the Giants, have to, you want to win. You want to go out with a good feeling here and to build, for next season. Because regardless of draft picks or going forward, you've got your main 4 guys that you came in from the draft this year, which are pretty much going to be a pillar for next year with Scadaboo and Dart and Abdul Carter, things, he can get his act together and stuff like that. So they've got a decent team. They've got to, straighten a lot of things out. They're obviously missing a couple of major players as far as injuries. So yeah, I'd love to see it as a Giant fan, then go out winning and the opportunities here with the teams that they're up against. So I'm with you. I'm
have some positive vibes. It can't just all be misery and doom and gloom. And you just can't have that.
And you just have to feel. If you look at it, I only can imagine like Vikings and Commanders fans thinking the same way. Like, how are they feeling? Do they want to tank the rest of these games?
Well,
or do they want to go out winning?
I think that, look, there's sometimes different ways. I feel like when you need the quarterback more desperately and you're near the top, you want to be as close to the top as possible because it gives you obviously the best chance to take the best quarterback. Washington obviously isn't in that boat. They have a quarterback. They would be, you're looking to add on to him. And the Giants, I would be in the same situation now. I would presume, have found their quarterback. So if the Giants are picking 2nd or 3rd or 4th or 5th or 6th, they're looking to add more. And I would think it would be an offensive piece, to be quite honest with you, depending on where. And this is not a great draft either, by the way, all the way around. But still, I don't think the need to lose games to get to be closer to the top is as prevalent to teams that have their quarterback.
Where do you I'm just curious if you know where the draft is going to be this year as far as heavy. Is it leaning towards quarterbacks? Is it leaning towards defensive core guys. Where are the top prospects coming out of most of the teams?
It's kind of been heralded as kind of one of the weaker drafts in recent memory. There are
position wise,
all around.
Okay.
All around. It's not. There are not like the big flashy, like this guy's going to be no doubt about it, game changer type of player. Like there really isn't. Like I was looking at some of these this week. Like most of these mock draft gurus who put this stuff out on a weekly basis throughout the entire season have Fernando Mendoza and Dante Moore as the top 2 picks in the draft. Like, I mean, personally, Paulie, that doesn't excite me. It doesn't. Dante Moore doesn't excite me. Fernando Mendoza doesn't excite me.
Really?
But those
Fernando
guys
doesn't?
No, he doesn't. But other than that, you've got some edge rushers. There's Carnell Tate and Jordan Tyson are going to be the top wide receivers probably. Caleb Downs, a really good safety. Jeremiah Love, the Notre Dame running back, although I don't, people obviously are iffy about taking running backs that high. That's probably more in the middle of the first round. You would see him, but this is not a draft where you're like, man, there's a no doubt about it, can't miss quarterback, or there is a complete game wrecker on defense.
Total contrast to last year's draft.
Right. Well, it's tough, but one thing they will do, Paulie, over the next few months, once the season ends and you get into February and then you get into the guys running around in shorts at Indianapolis and all those things, is they will find guys that they think are going to be that guy and are going to be, the game changers, because that's what these guys' job is. It's part of.
So swinging back to your discussion here, as far as how these teams are going to play out these final games, playing to win, up against and/or playing not to win to gain draft position. It's not really that exciting.
It's not, but I also don't believe that. Like, I think that there's so much at stake on a year-to-year basis in the NFL that I don't think you have. Like, we talk about it as they're tanking or they're losing games or I don't believe that happens in the NFL, because I don't, because I feel like there's so much at stake year to year in terms of no guaranteed contracts. Coaches get fired left and right. You need to constantly be showing something on tape as a player, even as a coach, to make sure that you're lined up for your next opportunity. So even though like the Giants are going down and everybody's going to be out, like there's going to be a whole new coaching staff.
Yeah.
If you're a player on that team, whether you're going to be gone or not, you want to be somewhere else. You don't want to be out of the league. That's why I think it's the hardest. I think NBA, it's a little easier to tank. I think that there's you could kind of finagle with the lineup a little bit more there.
I think it seems like there are a certain amount of teams every year designated.
I think in football, it's a lot harder to do that. And that's why you do sometimes see every year these teams in December that you're like, oh, well, they're going to get the number 1 pick. Oh, suddenly they win a game or two down the stretch, and then it's somebody else.
It's also an angle of excuse for fans, or, let's even just say talking heads or whatever, as far as discussions and everything. It's more of it's an angle, or it's a way to kind of maybe make an excuse for why they're playing in a certain way. Yep. So I'm kind of with you too, as far as that,
it's not necessary.
Teams tanking, and
it's not necessary.
Yeah.
So the Giants and Washington, God bless and good luck if you're going to MetLife on Sunday.
Yes.
That game with those two. It should be nice and cold there too. The Jets will be warm. That's the one thing they have going for them this week, because they're going to Jacksonville to see the Jaguars on Sunday. Jags are 13.5-point favorites.
They're going to get smashed, using your term.
Smashed. The Jags are now 9-4, first place in the AFC South after the win over the Colts last week. The runway is right there for the Jags.
Absolutely.
To win this division. But I will say this. I don't think the Jets are going to win. And they looked completely gutless against the Dolphins last week. I would never trust the Jaguars laying this many points against anybody.
Interesting.
They're just not one of those teams yet, Paulie, like from a gambling perspective, that I would be like, I'm running to the window to back the Jags laying double-digit points. Like, they are not they don't have that type of pedigree for doing that yet. Like, I could see the Jaguars screwing around with the Jets on Sunday.
No, they can't. With the Texans right behind them for the division,
I think they'll
they
win the game.
can't.
I'm not saying they're going to lose. Saying I don't think they're going to blow them out like the Dolphins did to the Jets.
So
last
I'll
week.
disagree with you on this.
Okay.
I think the Jaguars got to go out like
first
half.
That's what they should do.
Take care of business.
That's what
put
they
up
should
a ton
do.
of points, and then we'll see what happens. But I don't think like there's no messing around here in the first half.
Well, there shouldn't be. But I'll just give you a couple of now. Some of these were on the road, but like they messed around with Arizona this year. It was an overtime game.
Different point of the year.
They messed around with the Raiders. It was an overtime game.
Different time of the year.
But look, I'm just saying they've had some games this year. You know, that
they can't have
lesser
that kind
competition.
Of game. They can't have that kind of game.
They've kind of fallen into a close game with it. But the Jets aren't winning anything. 13.5 is a lot of points.
All right, let me write this down. I'm going to take Jags.
You're laying
cover.
It. Yeah. Laying the 13.5
mm-hmm.
with the Jags.
Yep.
Smash job, you said.
Because my Texans, serious business now.
Well, you are right that you are a Texans backer. I
got my bandwagon.
You have planted the flag. But what if they're not?
Front seat.
What if they're not wearing the red jerseys?
It's okay.
And the red helmets.
It's okay. It's all right. I mean, that was a very special, wonderful evening that Thursday night.
They beat the Bills that night.
Beat your Bills that night.
It's not what I needed.
A little more salt on top there, but
really didn't need that.
I just think the Texans are I'm just enjoying it, and it now has made this division a lot more interesting. And now that Phillip Rivers is coming in for the Colts,
I love
this division. Is
I
just
love
so much fun
press
right
conference yesterday. I thought it was great. He's a great personality. I thought he's having fun with it.
Yeah.
Like, doggone it. I'm coming in there.
He doesn't get hurt.
My because remember, he's got 10 kids. We said this yesterday. He's like, my younger kids haven't seen me play. My younger kids haven't, my older kids, because the oldest daughter, I guess, just had a kid. That's why he's a grandfather now. It's like my oldest kids, they used to go to the games and they've seen me play.
Yeah, I didn't read it yet. Has it been confirmed? Is he definitely starting?
That won't probably be confirmed until Sunday.
Okay.
Because they are going to – Riley Leonard's dealing with an injury. I think for them to say yesterday that they're willing to start him, I think it sounds to me, Paulie, that he's going to play.
Okay.
I think it's a very tough spot to put him in, but I think he's going to play, which is just bonkers. We'll get to that game in a moment. Why don't we start the rest of Week 15 outside of the locals? We're dreadful. With tonight. Thursday Night Football kicks off Week 15. The Falcons and the Bucs in Tampa at the Pirate Ship. Always a fun place to be for Thursday Night Football. The Bucs coming off losing to the Saints at home, Paulie. Awful loss for Tampa because that dropped them now into a tie with Carolina in the South. So down the stretch we come, and they play each other twice in the last 3 weeks, Tampa and Carolina. So it's going to be right there for both of them.
Man, that lined up nice.
Right.
That lined up real nice for all.
Lined up real nice.
Yeah.
And both teams are playing the other team in the division this week. So Thursday night you have this game. Tonight you have this game where Tampa's playing Atlanta and Carolina's playing New Orleans on Sunday before they play their first game next week. I mean, I think it's got to be Bucs, but they have not. This has been a real bad run for them. Like, they lost to the Saints at home, didn't play well against Arizona. They held on and they got the job done in 2017. They lost to the Rams, lost to the Bills, lost to the Patriots. Like, they have been on. After that beginning of the season, first month and a half, people were talking about them as maybe a dark horse Super Bowl contender, and now they're fighting for their lives to hold off the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, I mean, I was a little high on them a couple of weeks ago, but it's changed. It's no doubt it's changed.
There's one thing they do have going for them tonight, though. The Falcons have mailed it in.
Yeah,
they're finished. They're giving you nothing. There's very little minimum effort. You see, I think that's the difference with the Saints and the Falcons right now. The Saints are a team that nobody expected anything from. And in Kellen Moore's first year, and they get this Tyler Shuck playing quarterback, their defense has played better. They're kind of finishing the season with some promise on a first-year head coach as kind of like we're getting better.
Mm-hmm.
We're improving under him. And I'd be more scared playing the Saints than the Falcons right now, and you saw that happen to the Bucs. And I think when we get to that other game, Carolina could be in trouble for that this weekend too. But the Falcons are on the other side of that spectrum, even though they're a bad team too. They had high expectations. They had massive injuries. And now it's like, guys, it's Cancun time. Like, that's kind of where the Falcons are. When you look at the past couple weeks of how they've played, they got smashed by Seattle last week. I mean, they lost to the Jets. Think about that.
Yeah.
They lost to the Jets. They've had just a really bad run. Bucs are finally getting healthy. They're getting Evans back tonight as well. And coming off a loss to the Saints at home, I know it's 3 or 4 days later. It's Bucs for me tonight, Paulie. It's got to be Bucs.
Yeah, they got to have it,
Got to have it.
Especially
They got to have it.
Got to have it against the Falcons. No excuses.
No excuses tonight. You're going to lay 5.5 though? You want to lay the 5.5?
Yeah.
You want to leave that to me? What do you want to?
What are you doing?
I'd lay the 5.5 tonight. I think they could win the game by 10 plus points tonight. I'm willing to go there. I'm willing to go to the 10 plus point area for them this evening.
Go Bucs.
Go Bucs. Steve says, if Tampa loses, they are donezo. I like donezo. It's always a fun word. Donezo. I don't disagree. You lose to the Saints and the Falcons back-to-back in a 4-day span, that torpedoes your season. Yeah. Now, they're going to have outs because like I said, they have 2 games with Carolina left. But this is as close to a must-win as you can get.
There's not a lot of
with a dead team coming into your building,
and they don't have a lot of wiggle room as far as the rest of the conference goes.
Well, right, it's division or nothing. Yeah, for them, they got to win the South, and they've got to make sure they stay ahead of Carolina in that aspect. So Thursday night football tonight, and maybe a Bucky Irving touchdown tonight for our betting friends out there. I like Bucky Irving to get in the end zone as he came back last week. Looks pretty good for the Bucs. All right, Sunday. Let's do the games that matter first. Bills in New England against the Pats. Go Pats.
Finally.
Bills and Pats.
Finally a Bills-Pats game that's going to mean something for the first time in a long, long time.
Right. You've had a few years. The Bills pasted them in, what was that, Belichick's last year, second to last year in that playoff game in Buffalo. And then you've had a few years where the Pats have been down. And now the Pats are back this year, 11-2, first in the AFC along with Denver. And this is the Bills, to have any aspirations of potentially winning this division, they have to win this game. Patriots actually do clinch the AFC East if they win the game. They win the division. And they beat them in Buffalo back in October on a Monday night game. That was kind of the game that's actually the one really good win that the Patriots have this year. Because I think I mentioned to you last week.
Back then, they were still a but team.
They were. That was in October 5th.
They win
that game.
Win this one. Maybe the buts is over.
Well, maybe, because since beating the Bills, they've beaten the Saints, the Titans, the Browns, the Falcons, the Bucs, who haven't been playing well, the Jets, the Bengals, the Giants. Not a lot of big-time teams on that list. Nope. So I think that they still have this stigma to them of, but, as you just said. Well, the but's going to get a little bit bigger on Sunday. Bills are going into Foxborough, and they're beating the Patriots.
Ooh. No question.
Well, I wouldn't say no question. That's no question. I know sometimes I'll do the, smash, no doubt about it. I'm not doing that here.
It was a little scary last weekend for you guys. Not a lot. I mean, some magic happened there at the end.
I think that the Bills' defense is always going to make every game kind of scary.
Okay.
I think because their defense stinks, every game's going to be kind of scary. I got a feeling that they get it done in this spot. I think that Allen's playing good enough now. I think they're running the ball good enough that they're going to change some of the dynamics. When they played that game in Buffalo on the Monday night game, some weird stuff happened in that game too, which it is what it is. Bills were going in the red zone inside the 10, fumbled the football, gave it to the Pats. They also fumbled the ball inside their own 10 that gave the Patriots the ball and basically a walk-in touch some weird turnovers and things that caused that game to go the way that it did. Patriots off a bye. Sometimes that's not the best thing when you're as hot as they were. When you're hot as a pistol, sometimes sitting around for 2 weeks probably doesn't go well for you. It takes you a little while, especially a young team like them.
You're not gonna
veteran team. I think it
like
helps.
What I'm gonna say, pal.
You're on the Pats, huh?
Yeah.
Paulie Pat for Sunday, finishing the Bills off in the division.
The other team that's got to be put in the rearview mirror here. We'll see. I mean, this is look. Again, it's Captain Obvious stuff. Bill's got to take care of business. We talked about this as far as, but I'm talking like along the storylines of the Chiefs, right?
Yeah.
And the Bills now with a chance to put the Chiefs in the rearview mirror, and not, with New England being a but maybe kind of team. If Buffalo goes in, takes care of business, obviously, the trajectory for the Bills going forward is just a lot stronger for them. Because just coming back last week, if they go in and beat the Patriots this weekend, I think it kind of reemphasizes the fact that they're the next guys in line to take over from the Chiefs, right?
They should. They are the favorites right now at the book to win the AFC.
On the flip side of that, New England just having a really, really good, consistent season. Obviously, this is a great test for them. So them as a franchise too. Same thing like the Texans. Can you put the Chiefs away? Can the Patriots now emerge as this new young team that's serious here at 11-2, or is it just
two wins over the Bills would be a huge feather in the cap?
Yes,
for the Patriots, and it would, I think, change the outlook of some of the prognosticators. Maybe now they might then change it to, well, they're not going to beat them 3 times. They play in the playoffs. That's another one. The old adage, or beat a team 3 times. It's very hard to do. They'll give you that aspect if they get it done this week. But I think even with a win this week, I still think it's hard for the Bills to win the division, because the Pats still have games with the Jets and the Dolphins the last 2 weeks. I don't see them losing those games with importance to them, because those teams, the Dolphins have obviously rallied here and they're playing much better, but they still stink. So, and the Jets suck. That. They did move the next week. I think they're playing Baltimore next week, New England, and they moved it to Sunday night. That's going to be the Sunday night game next week. And we know Baltimore obviously is in the situations that they're in. So, but the Bills can at least keep the door open if they can get this win. And I think that they are going to. So I'm on the Bills, Paulie. Get it done.
You got to be. You have to be on the Bills.
I don't have to be. I pick against them sometimes. There's plenty of times I pick against the Bills. Let me do one more, and then
real quick though.
Yes.
This, with the game that they, the Bengals game last week, which was was a fun game. I know it was a little.
Everyone loves the snow and all that. Well,
stuff. It was a full
back and forth game.
Back and forth.
60 plus
Bengals
points
running
in the
the
game.
first half.
Everybody likes that stuff.
Bills come up with the magic in the second half.
Yeah.
Great football. Yeah, the snow, the theater, and all that other stuff. You've got 2 really good quarterbacks, 2 really good teams. I'm not going to say 2 good head coaches, because I know you're not a guy.
Yeah.
But 2 outdoor winter Northeast teams here playing against each other.
And it's going to be super cold in Foxborough
history.
on Sunday.
A little bit of rivalry. It's going to be good stuff. So I think as fans here, this is just a great game to tune into.
This is the best game on Sunday.
Yeah.
There's a couple of really good games Sunday. This is the best game on Sunday. This has the most juice to it. This has the most gas to it in terms of, going forward and things like that. Will people believe in the Patriots after this Sunday? And I think even if the Bills won and still didn't win the division, I think it's going to put in everybody's minds that the Bills are the team to beat, even if they had to go on the road in the AFC.
The Bills win, and it's a close game. If it's a tight game and it's back and forth, it's still, look, I guess the season's got to run out here.
Right.
The playoffs are a different animal,
Playoffs are a completely different animal.
So, but it's been a great season for the Pats regardless. And like I said, hopefully we know we're going to get a good game. Hopefully it's nothing stupid, nothing ridiculous in terms of
if it wants to be stupid, like 45-10 Bills stupid, I don't mind that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind a game like that. It could get stupid in that aspect if it so chooses. Ravens at the Bengals. They just played a couple weeks ago. That was the third Thanksgiving night game where the Bengals went into Baltimore and beat them. Ravens are now 6-7 on the outside looking in. They're 2.5-point favorite in Cincinnati. I don't know if you called Burrow yesterday.
I did.
And he had some very telling, and he's a guy who does like he speaks his mind. And he kind of made it seem like he's not having a good time out there right now.
Yes.
And the injuries have obviously taken a toll on him, and losing isn't fun and all that. And Burrow kind of looked like a guy, I saw people tweet this, like he was going to pull an Andrew Luck, like be a guy who's going to retire early or something like that. I don't know if we're at that level.
All right, but with that said, and let's say for argument's sake he does, Burrows is not going to go in. He's going to go in and play hard. He's going to play good.
I don't think it has any bearing on the game whatsoever.
I agree. Yeah, I think that has to be made clear. Yeah, it was kind of tough to watch, and young guy, and yeah, it's been difficult. Difficult for anybody playing Cincinnati to begin with. So, yeah, but I think I don't think if you're a Baltimore fan or if you're the the Ravens as a team as far as preparing and everything. Yeah, don't get played here like Burrows is going in with this sourpuss attitude. He's not going to play hard or whatever.
He wants to win. He wants to win games, and I think he's going to win this game.
All right,
I'm taking Cincinnati to sweep the 2 games from Baltimore.
Ooh,
taking the Bengals.
Hey, I'm a Burrows fan. I take that. I like it.
Bury him. 6-8. The Ravens will be finished.
Right. There it is, folks.
Get him out.
Baltimore. It's done. It's over. Cold right here on
chop
CNC.
2 of them this week. Baltimore and Kansas City. Get them both out.
Done.
Chop them. Finished. Carver and Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio. We are here at Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach on the island. A cold Thursday morning in December at Borrelli's Taproom. And Paulie's going to let you know all the things that are going on at Borrelli's Taproom. I saw all the signs down the block. I know they got the electric light parade here on Saturday, Paulie. I know all about that.
Yeah, and if you want to come to the electric light parade here this Saturday, you better get down here early because they are closing the roads down here. I think from 2 o'clock on, there's no parking. So it kicks off at 6 p.m., I believe, the electric light parade. And Borrelli's is going to be open all day, all kinds of specials. The road will be shut down here on Beach Street. And Borrelli's is located at 912 West Beach Street right here in Long Beach. And in addition to all the specials and a place being rocking here on Saturday, along with the rest of Long Beach, Anthony Gow will also be providing live music here as well. A couple other quick things going on here at Borrelli's for the rest of the month. This Friday, ahead of the Electric Light Parade, is live music. They got Current and Company here, 7 p.m. Friday nights. There's live music all month long here at Borrelli's Taproom. Just go to borrellistaproom.com to check out and see the schedule of what's coming up. And the following week on December 17th on Wednesday night is the Billy Joel theme night here at Borrelli's. Songs from an Italian restaurant. Come on down. They have a $21 pasta dinner special and half-price bottles on wines. So come down. It's always good times. You're a big Billy Joel fan. It's nice, and the wood brick oven will be fired up here. Keep it nice and toasty.
Yeah.
And again, everything's looking great in here as far as the decorations and stuff. So
it's outstanding.
It's really good stuff. And there'll be more comedy and more pasta nights coming up as far as next month in January. And next week, we'll have more of a full schedule with regards to the January schedule here coming up. And you can also do holiday catering here and book your holiday parties. So go to Borrelli's Taproom and .com and get yourself down here to Borrelli's. And you can always welcome to come out and hang out with me and Mike here on Wednesdays and Thursday afternoons for sports lunch. Good stuff.
We are here. It's great. Come on down, hang out.
I'm kind of liking this angle a little bit here, man.
I see, like I said, you can see you got the whole room now. Whereas over, we were out there. I do miss my tree blown behind me in the background.
I do miss that. And seeing the dog walkers, but it's just,
I do miss seeing the dog walkers a little bit, but I'm all right over here too.
I like it
because we're closer to the pizza oven also.
Yeah.
Closer to the pizza oven than this.
And we can keep an eye on Tommy over there and make sure he's
keep an eye on him, and we're closer to the pizza oven. So that's all the Carver and Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio, as Paulie mentioned, from Borrelli's Taproom down here in Long Beach. All right. The rest of the schedule. So before you did the Borrelli's talk there, I said we could finish the Ravens off this week.
Yes.
Get them to 6-8. We could finish the Chiefs off too, with the Chargers coming to town. Kansas City, 5.5-point favorites at home against LA.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Explain it.
I think it's kind of last stand at the OK Corral for the Chiefs. Chargers haven't played well on the road. Chargers.
Did you watch the Chiefs last week? Especially this fourth quarter? Did you watch that?
The Chargers, last time they went on the road, they got blasted by the Jaguars. Their efforts on the road have not been great this year.
All right, let's throw a couple of things in here. All right, so Herbert's got
he's got
injured
the right,
arm
but
there.
he was fine.
It's going to be cold.
Now it is going to be cold.
You did bring up the last stand there, so okay, maybe it's making a little more sense. But
Chargers beat them earlier in the year in Brazil.
I just don't. I don't see the Chargers losing that game.
It's Chiefs for me.
Really?
Yeah, the Chiefs are going to put a scare into us here. I think they're out. I think they have way too much of a hill to climb, but I think that they're going to tease everybody I think that they're going to win this week and keep the flame lit a little bit.
No, I'm going Chargers, man.
To moving forward.
Chargers, end it, finish it.
Now 5.5 from the gambling side. 5.5 could be a little tough. I don't know if I want to lay that with the Chiefs, but I think the Chiefs are going to win the game. It could be a tighter game. It's going to be cold, man. There's so many games this week where the weather is a big factor. Kansas City right now, 16 degrees for Sunday afternoon. Now that on the surface, Paulie, you think of that and you go, so I got a team that plays in LA going out to 16 degrees in Kansas City on Sunday. That ain't fun.
Harbaugh will have the guys prepared. He's a cold weather coach. He's been there before.
Harbaugh is, he will use it as a motivation. They think you can't play in the cold?
Yeah, I mean,
here we go.
I'm
taking the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Chargers. It's the whole shake-up thing, man. Keep shaking things up.
Shake it up.
Let's get some new looks.
Shake it up.
Let's go.
Your Texans are home for Arizona.
Do we need to say anything more about that?
Well, they're going to win the game.
Yes.
I'll ask you this. Will they win by 10 or more? They're laying 9.5.
Yes.
I agree. The Cardinals have major issues on the offensive line. Brissett's a statue back there. He holds onto the ball for a very long time. The Texans' front line has been destroying guys for weeks now. I think that they do the same. They destroy Arizona.
I think the last time the Cardinals were good was in the Jerry Maguire movie.
27-3 Houston.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something right in that ballpark.
They're rolling. That's a massive train running out of Houston right now.
Yeah. Maybe the Jets will do them so solid and beat the Jaguars.
Yeah, that would be it's not happening. We already discussed that.
It's not happening. I'm not going to be able to pull you in on that. No. It's not happening. Boys, there's no shot.
But I tell you what, if the Jets do beat the Jaguars, we'll devote at least a half hour breaking down that game next week.
15 minutes.
Okay.
A half hour. 15 minutes. I can't give a half hour. It's just I can't do that.
It would be a miracle.
Now I know I sound like a broken record and I keep talking about cold. But it's December football, it comes up. It will be in single digits in Chicago for the Browns and the Bears.
It's going to be dangerous in Chicago.
That's one of those games. Bring your, make sure you're completely covered.
It's one of those games you don't go to.
Skin not exposed.
You don't go.
You don't go. You really, I don't know what would you have to be paid to go to that game?
And to sit
for the whole game. You got to sit outside. No skin showing. You got to bundle yourself up. It's where you wear the ski mask, the thing, and the glass and the goggles.
One, you'd be talking to me a couple of. I'd want one of those bunker suits that the guys at the airport.
Okay, yeah, you got to have those.
I need a bunker suit
with the over the head, and with the ski goggles.
Full helmet, ski helmet, downhill skier helmet.
Full helmet is probably a weapon.
With a heat fan going on inside of that. I'd need way too much.
Bears minus 7.5. I think the Bears win, but I think the Browns cover. I think this game is going to be
low scoring.
It's so
cold.
And every Bear game seems to be a one-score game. Even the ones they win in their favorite. I go back, that Bengal game was a little crazier. That was high scoring, but it was back and forth. I'm going to take the Browns with the 7.5, but I think the Bears win the game.
I think that's a smart bet.
Thank you. I try.
I really do.
I do try to
I
throw
really
a
think
couple
that's
out
a
there
smart bet.
from here and there. The Raiders will be heading to Philadelphia to see the Eagles.
To destroy spreads and ruin people's lives and
Eagles minus 11 and a
threaten
half.
murder, and the Raiders are just nothing but trouble.
The Eagles, of course, have lost 3 in a row to Dallas, the Bears, and the Chargers. This is a big get-right spot for them. The Raiders are putrid, and they're going to have Kenny Smallhands, I think, playing quarterback, Kenny Pickett, who, of course, was on the Eagles last year as the backup to Hurts. This is the Eagles' smash job. Tommy, how much do the Eagles win by this week? 24. 11 and a half. 25. I say 24 points they win by. Tommy's the Eagle fan in the house. Gotta crush this team. Crush this team. This is an Eagle get-right. Everybody hugs and kisses after. Hurts, Sirianni. Everybody's into it. 31-7 Eagles.
Birds cover, they win by 21.
31-10. There it is. 31-10 Birds. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles.
That's no doubt.
The last place the Raiders want to be Sunday at 1 o'clock is in Philadelphia, outside in the cold, with Kenny Smallhands as the quarterback.
Did you get a look at all? I mean, this is no doubt for Eagles, but were the Raiders in that game at all last week with Denver at all? Did they cause any kind of trouble there outside of the chaos at the end?
I don't think that there was ever a time in the game where you thought the Raiders were in the game.
So
it's a game. It was like if Denver doesn't, it was like they were just hanging around the game.
So there's no.
The Raiders suck.
There's nothing here.
Raiders
I'm just
suck.
laying it out for the Eagles here, right? There's no excuses.
There's no excuses for the Eagles this week.
Right.
Zero excuses.
Crush.
They need to come in with a smash play
and get out with no injuries.
That too. Like I told you yesterday, 3 of their last 4 games here, Raiders twice with Washington, and they do go to Buffalo to play the Bills. But the other 3 games, you got to win those 3 games, and that gets you to 11 wins, and that's going to get you home.
So
in the NFC,
technically, they could possibly have the division wrapped up by the time they go to Buffalo.
Oh, they could. If they win this week, I told you yesterday, if they get to 10, there's no way the Cowboys can get them, because then the Cowboys would have to go 4-0 to finish 10-6-1. The Cowboys, you never know with them. They could lose again. I don't think they'll lose this week, but.
And if that's the case, maybe Buffalo doesn't even see Jalen Hurts.
No, that's the second to last game. There's going to be something on the line there. The Eagles aren't shutting down the week before. The Cowboys are playing the Vikings and the Chargers these next 2 weeks.
Okay.
They could win both of those games. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be pack-up time for them at all.
And Hurts
I'm on
has
the
to not
Eagles.
throw the ball to the other team's
They're
receivers.
just going to run the ball down the Raiders' throat. There's going to be a lot of cold weather, running the ball, smash mouth. Let Barkley have a day. Don't screw around.
That's what you expect.
That's your 1 o'clock slate. 4 o'clock. 4 games, 5 games at 4:25 this week, as there should be every week. As I said to you all the time, there should always be a minimum of 4 games at 4 o'clock in the 4 o'clock window East. Colts are in Seattle against the Seahawks. We've briefly talked about the big storyline here, and that is that there's a chance we see 44-year-old Phillip Rivers as the Colt quarterback. I love these Hallmark stories, Paulie. I think that they're fun. I think it's great. I don't care if he plays or Riley Leonard plays. This is a bad spot for the Colts. It's the Seahawks. I usually don't like laying 13.5 points or 2 touchdowns. I don't make a habit of trying to do that, but I'm going to do it in a couple games here in this 4 o'clock window, and Seattle's one of them. It's got to be
is Seattle all hands on deck? No injuries?
Oh, yeah. They're all hands on deck. Trying to catch keep pace with the Rams before they play them next week on Thursday night.
Yeah, it's
big Rams-Seahawks game next Thursday for the division lead.
I think the Colts owner could probably stay home this weekend.
Look, there'll be some hoopla if Rivers is the starter. There's going to be some hoopla. But how can you expect a 44-year-old quarterback off the street to walk into Seattle this week and keep them competitive in the game? I can't.
But yeah, but you know what? Everybody's going to watch just in case.
Oh, if he's playing, it's going to be now. If Riley Leonard plays, it'll be the least watched game of the week. But if Rivers is in there, it's going to have some juice to it.
All right.
It's Seattle for me. I can't.
Yeah,
I don't care who's playing. It's the Seahawks. That's way too tough a spot. Let me give you the other game with the big spread that I like. Niners laying 12.5 at home against the Titans. Niners off the bye. Titans actually won a game last week to get to 2-11. And I know it's the Browns, but still, they won a game. So you get a little bit of, I think, letdown there. You get the Niners finally probably as healthy as they've been, all year. They're still missing a couple of their really big pieces, but they're a hell of a lot healthier than they were in September and October. And this is 12.5. I think this is easy work for San Francisco. Easy work.
It should be.
Easy work.
I hesitate.
Ooh.
And that's unfortunate.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
Because I like the Niners and stuff, but
Titans, huh? You think Titans give them a problem?
I'm thinking of the spread.
It's a big spread. I can't fault anyone who doesn't want to lay
Niners win
double digits in the NFL.
Don't get me wrong.
I can't fault anybody.
Niners win this game. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about the spread. That's
okay.
It's
understandable.
I'm feeling very confident
Fine.
about.
I feel
and that sucks.
I do feel confident about it.
Okay.
I'm dropping the hammer with the
All right.
Niners this week against Tennessee. It's a smash job. Smash play.
All right, I'll have
Niners.
a little fun here. Niners win, but take the spread.
Taking the Titans with the 12.5.
What the hell?
Okay. Hey, you got to go out on a limb sometimes.
Throw $3 or $4
Can't
bucks
just
on
play.
the game.
Can't just play the chalk all the time. You got to go out there and take a dog. Your dogs bark in the NFL. They certainly do. Panthers are in New Orleans. I mentioned this to you earlier. Panthers now tied with Tampa in the NFC South lead. The Saints have played better. I saw talk this morning said their defense over the last 4 weeks is top 5 in the NFL with how well they've played. Carolina -3, road favorites. Carolina is such a tricky team. Now, Saints beat the Panthers in Carolina last month, 17-7.
That was a long time ago.
Completely gutless effort from Carolina that day. And that was coming off a big win when they beat the Packers in Green Bay. The pattern with Carolina has been very clear. Good performance, awful performance. Good performance, awful performance. Good performance, awful performance. Good performance, awful performance. It's almost like 10 weeks in a row.
And for that reason, it's a game I wouldn't touch.
But I think that gets ruined because they were on a bye last week. So that they're out of that rhythm now.
I wouldn't touch it. I ain't touching it.
I'm rooting for Carolina to win simply because I want to see them and the Bucs. That game, obviously, both those games have a lot of juice to them.
Mm-hmm.
I could not, in good conscience, bet this game. I have no idea who's showing up, what Carolina team is showing up.
That's the angle. That's what I'm saying. I'm with you. I'd love to see the Panthers win this game.
No clue who's going to show up.
I wouldn't touch it as far as betting.
No clue.
Yep.
And at a flat 3, it's not for me. 2.5.
I like that. That could be a shirt, man. Flat 3.
Flat 3.
It's not for me.
Flat 3 is not for me. 2.5, maybe you could talk me into it, but not at 3. I'm not going to be there for it. The other 425 game, actually, there's 2 other ones, and they're both really good. Green Bay in Denver for the Broncos. Good game here. 9-3-1 Packers, 11-2 Broncos. Green Bay, the road favorite, -2.5. I will tell you up front, I love the under in this game. I think this is a low scoring. Both defenses very good. That type of game. Like I was saying with Chiefs and Houston last week, along those lines. I think it's that kind of game. 20-10, 20-13.
Oh, you convinced me. I'm taking the Packers with the points.
I think the Packers are better than the Broncos. It's Packers or nothing for me. If I had to take a side, it's the Packers. I will be playing the under in this game. I think it's an under. I think it's a low-scoring game. If I had to pick a side, I'll pick the Packers.
I agree.
The Broncos. The other game, look at this, 5 games at 425, which is excellent. Lions and Rams in Los Angeles. Lions off saving their season against the Cowboys last Thursday night. Rams 10-3, potentially looking ahead to the big Thursday night game with Seattle that they're going to be having next week. Rams -6.
Does that happen?
55.5 the total. I think that's more a college thing than an NFL thing.
But
I don't think it's as big an
looking
NFL
ahead.
thing. Right.
Do you think that's
Well, I don't think for a Sunday game, no. For a Thursday game where you're on a short week and it's right around the corner, maybe. But they have a good – it's not like Seattle. You know, Seattle's playing an Indy who we said I think they're going to smash them. You could make the argument, are they looking ahead to the Rams on Thursday night? Here's the biggest problem I have in this game. The Lions right now, they basically have lost almost their entire secondary. They lost their they're down safeties.
shell of the team they used to
The
be?
corners are banged up, and the guys who are playing are just awful. Stafford's been so good. I want the Lions. I want to take the Lions, Paulie, but I don't know if I can, just because their secondary is in such shambles right now, and the Ram pass offense has been so good. It's hard for me to get there. I'm very torn. And what a massive total, 55.5.
You don't like those big numbers.
It's a big number. Usually, though, when they make it that big, they can't make it big enough.
Mm-hmm.
I liked the Lions early in the week, and now I'm kind of, as the week has gone on, I'm shifting more to the Rams. Not one of my favorite games this week.
I'm confident in the Rams handling this well.
I just think they're going to be able to move the ball every time through the air.
Mm-hmm.
And the Ram defense is good enough where I don't think the Lions are going to be going score for score with them. I think the Ram D will get a couple stops, and I don't know if the Detroit D can get any stops.
Yeah, I mean, this is also that it's kind of an emotional game with the two guys throwing the ball for both teams here.
Yeah, here's one thing I'll say about that.
So, there's a couple of chips on the shoulders there.
I believe this is now like the third or fourth time they're playing.
Yeah.
I think we're past it.
Mm-hmm.
I think the first couple times there was something there. They played in the playoff game 2 years ago. I think we're past it. I think that all those narratives have played out to this point. And it is funny because that is, in my eyes, it's very rare you get these. This is a sidebar here that I'm going to go into. It's very rare you get a massive trade that 100% worked out great for both teams.
Both teams, yeah.
And the Stafford trade to the Rams is one of those trades that absolutely you can put in the category of worked out outstanding for both teams. The Rams got a Super Bowl with Stafford.
Yep.
Maybe they get a second one this year. Who knows? And the Lions, who were absolute dormant franchise for decades, have sprung back to life and why? Campbell and Holmes drafted all the picks they got from the Rams. They rebuilt the team in a great way, and Goff ended up not being a stiff.
Yep.
And it's turned the Lions into the last few years actually being a viable franchise again in the league.
100%.
100%. A home run trade for both teams. So rare. So rare, you could say that. Usually one team is always on the bad side. Neither team can say that in this trade. Now, would the Lions like to win a Super Bowl with that? Of course they would, but I think just coming from laughingstock franchise to being respectable again, I think that all in all makes it a win.
Bigger game.
Sidebar.
For who? Just in general.
Lions.
Yeah.
Rams are going to be in the playoffs. The Rams, even if they lost and Seattle won this week, they're playing them Thursday night. They've beaten them once, and if they beat them again, they'd be tied with them, but beat them twice, so they'd have the tiebreaker. So the game means a lot more to Detroit, because Detroit is right now, Paulie, still on the outside looking in.
Yep.
They are not in a spot right now, I don't believe. I know they come after last week. Yeah, they're in the 8. They're one back. They're one back of San Francisco and Chicago. So, and I think they do play the Bears. They do. Last game of the season is Lions-Bears. So they want to keep pace with them, make sure that they can potentially jump them in that last game. So I think a lot more on the plate for the Lions, Paulie, in this game than the Rams. Sunday night, Vikings-Cowboys in Dallas. It's Cowboys.
Has to be.
Cowboys offense is really good. Minnesota is not going to be able to score with them. Not in that. And Cowboys at home have been a much better team than they are on the road. I'm willing to say, Paulie, it's a smash job on Sunday night. I think it's a comfortable win for the Cowboys at home. They take care of business in a big way. I think what you saw from the Vikings last week, that was more an indication of how gutless Washington is and how much they've quit.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the Cowboys, with a lot on the line, Vikings are not going to be able to score with them.
Well, especially with the Bucks and Panthers where they're at right now, they need that 7th win just to kind of stay in the midst of anything.
I think they have one path, and that's catching the Eagles. I think that's their path.
Well, let's see. Like I said, by some crazy chance, the Eagles lose this week, or at least one of their last couple of games.
Right.
But you already said this. I mean, the Cowboys have to win out. I mean, this is just basically.
I think they have to win all 4 of their games to have a shot.
Yeah.
They'd have to win all 4 games, and that includes this Sunday night. And then Monday night, Dolphins and Steelers in Pittsburgh.
You going? You watching?
Well, it depends. Are you going to give me the same suit that you're going to wear to the Bear game on Sunday? 22 degrees as of right now, Monday night in Pittsburgh.
If it was a beautiful fall day in the end of September, would you go? Well, obviously, if we'll flip it around. You know,
I haven't been to that stadium, but everyone says it's a great spot in Pittsburgh. Whether it's not the Heinz Field anymore. It's now the Acrisure, whatever the hell they call it. So Dolphins have fought their way back to 6-7. Steelers now 7-6 after beating the Ravens last week. Pittsburgh -3.5. Now, one thing the Dolphins have done here, Paulie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They've won 5 of their last 6. They've actually become, I know this is hard to believe, a bit of a smash mouth team, running the football, winning in the trenches. Night game in Pittsburgh, a team that's been run over this year on defense. I think that people will look at this and they'll go, Dolphins going outdoors, 20-degree weather in Pittsburgh at a night game. I don't know. I Dolphins might be a little live here on Monday
night. For
night.
The 2 teams involved here, the 2 fan bases, this is a good game.
This
is definitely a game. You know, you're tuning into.
Yeah.
It's got big ramifications.
Sure does.
Whoever wins this game,
Steelers. They, especially if the Ravens ever lost on Sunday, you're talking about putting some more space between the 2 of them.
But I look at this more for the Dolphins, for their franchise,
right?
For the way the season started.
Yeah.
For the chaos that surrounds that organization, their head coach, everything.
Yeah.
This could be a huge stamp win for them too, winning this game.
Yeah.
In the cold. And then, like I said,
they
consistently, they're playing better. And they could just kind of turn maybe the page here a little and make themselves believers a little bit here.
They never win these games in the cold.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm telling you, the way they've played the last few weeks, and they did win in the cold. It was cold at MetLife last Sunday. Absolutely. They ran it down the Jets' throat. I think that they're playing a different style right now.
This whole go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you.
That I think is going to keep them in. They're going to be in this game Monday. I think people think Miami's going to 20-degree weather in Pittsburgh Monday night outdoors. They're going to get smashed. Miami will be in this game, but if they do what they've been doing the past 5-6 weeks, and that's actually running the football and playing a little smash mouth. Go ahead.
No, I agree with you. I was just, this whole thing comes up with the cold, right?
Yeah, I know.
But I'm saying a lot of the makeups of all the teams in the NFL are made up of teams from, kids playing colleges all across the country, Northeast.
I think it gets a little overrated sometimes.
Midwest. Yeah. So I like the Dolphins in this game.
There are some guys that I think it absolutely is a factor.
Yeah,
but entire
playing
teams,
half of your season.
Entire teams, no. Yeah. I think there are some. Just because a guy plays on Miami, he could have played his college at Michigan and
Mhm.
played high school in New York. You know, there's just they've played in cold weather before.
Yeah.
Are there guys who hate it? Yes, there are guys who hate it. You know,
I mean, as an organization, if you're, if you're a warm weather franchise, you have to ultimately, as a professional team, you have to be. This is where you have to win,
right.
especially if you're on the East Coast here, and
Yeah.
as far as this division is concerned, too. It just hasn't been done by the Dolphins.
No.
So again, I like the Dolphins in this game.
Okay. Win
And-
outright.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take the 3.5 with the Dolphins.
It's not going to be easy. I'm not saying
It's going to be a grinder
Yeah.
type of game, but I just feel like the Dolphins have kind of built themselves to be able to, over the last few weeks, play in a game like this. So,
But me and you are still not going. We're definitely not going.
I'm not going. No,
okay.
I won't be there
All
on Monday night. No shot,
No shot.
that I will be there. So there you go. Week 15 in the NFL, Paulie. As we get ready, down the stretch we come here. Go Sports Radio, Carver and Cuthbert from Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach. Beautiful, cold Thursday on the island here for Carver and Cuthbert. We will come back. We're going to talk. We got a lot to do before we get out of here. Gutless effort right by the Rangers in Chicago last night.
You're not lying.
Winter
You're not lying,
meetings,
man.
and a few other things before we go. We're back from Borrelli's right after this. And we are back. Carver and Cuthbert Go Sports Radio from Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach on a Thursday, baby, as we get ready for the weekend here at Borrelli's. We got a lot to do before we get out of here, Paulie. And let's get right into it. We did a ton of college football yesterday, obviously, with everything that happened with Notre Dame and the college football playoff. And
You
and
thought
all.
Notre Dame had problems.
Thought Notre Dame had problems. A couple hours after we were done, we found out Michigan's got bigger. They got problems too. They chopped head coach Sharon Moore for cause. He was having I guess you could say, inter-office relations with one of the staffers there at the University of Michigan. And then there was also a police situation that rose from that as well.
It's a mess.
After the news came out.
Total mess.
And then you also get Paulie, and now as the hours have gone by from this, you've got people in the college football world who say they knew something like this was coming for months, that there was talk of this for months, that Michigan withheld this until after signing day so that the kids that they signed wouldn't bail, that they tried to sweep this under the rug, but it just got too big. There's so many things that have come out. And it's hard because you don't, I think, and like, I love Tim Brando is one of the best in the business. The governor, Tim Brando, was like, he heard stuff. He tweeted out he heard stuff about this in September, but obviously you don't say anything because you don't know what's true and what isn't. And sure enough facts, I guess, came to the University of Michigan that they chopped Sharon Moore and he's finished. Gonzo.
Ugly, man. It's
ugly scene.
Just ugly. Especially. It's a shame. That's, on all sides of it, on the personal side for him and his family, for the university. Look, the university is going to move on here. They're going to get somebody.
They're going to move on fast.
But just, absolute mess. It's just one of those stories where I was just like, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
You don't expect it. And like I said, we spent so much time yesterday just talking about like the CFB and the playoffs, like, all that stuff, and Notre Dame and the different layers of that, right? And then something like this happens the next day, which is just totally, it's worse.
Right.
It's completely worse,
sure
and especially for the people involved. And, the school here is, obviously it's some mud on the face here and it's a PR nightmare and everything else. They'll move on. They'll get a new coach in here. The program, it's like, it really comes down to the individuals that are involved here. So, and this is like any other business, you screw up, you're going to get fired, and, that's it. And he's got more, Moore's got more problems on his personal side, legal side that he's got to deal with.
Oh yeah.
Now, what you talking about, we're all going to have our opinions here, whether or not, did the university know?
Right.
That's all that behind the scenes, it's almost kind of like, it's weird because in a sense, like, it's a different thing. One's more horrible than the other. But when you take the Blackhawks situation years ago,
right?
Or when there's a scandal, right? There's all this stuff that's going on that leads up to the final big decisions or the shocking news like yesterday. And that is where everybody's going to bring out the magnifying glass. And now who screwed up here? Or, at the end of the day, it's Coach Moore if all these allegations are true. And he's just an employee that gets fired. This will eventually they'll move on, Michigan. They're
going to move on quickly. And you'll know if there was a cover up or if they tried to sweep it on the rug. If the athletic director gets fired, that's where Ward Manuel, that's where you will know that was the case. Because there's, they give you this no tolerance policy stuff and they give all that. But they are going to move on quickly, and already, the names every big name, and this is a big job. Michigan is a massive job in college football. I would say it seems like there's a lot of smoke. It didn't take long to have a lot of smoke with Kalen DeBoer from Alabama. Now, it's funny that, why would Kalen DeBoer want to leave Alabama? He's got a great job at Alabama. Why? And I thought this when he took the job. He's not a guy for a job like that at Alabama. It's those schools in SEC schools in the South, they expect so much immediately now, all the time. Not that, listen, Michigan's going to expect to win too. I mean, but it's just a different vibe down there. He's always been like a guy, northern schools, things like that, I think if there's been so many people bring it up, I think there's legitimate smoke that the Alabama now they're going to have to wait. They're playing next Friday night against Oklahoma in the college football playoff.
It's just mad.
But that kind of leans to that they knew this was coming. type of thing. They knew that this was going to be out there. So I would look to that name, or they're going to cherry pick someone else, and that's going to open up another job and open up another job, and the ladder just goes down. This Jed Fish from Washington is another guy. He's the head coach of the Huskies in Washington, who's playing Saturday night in the bowl game. But that guy's been dying to get out of Washington since the second he got there.
I mean,
His name has been listed in every job possible.
The shock and awe of this, that gig in Michigan, right?
It's a big gig.
And what we were talking about the last couple of weeks with coaches moving and everything else. And, if you just look at it from that, and we talk about greed and all that other stuff and changing. If you had a trajectory to go for another position, right?
Yeah.
And now this happens.
Yeah.
It's an earthquake.
Yep.
It's an earthquake for the school, the students, the whole university, right? And you just think back at the pictures last week, before the Ohio State game, and the chest pounding and the pride. It's all about that stuff. And that's, like I said, when I saw that headline come out, and again, like the personal side of it, the legal side of it, all that other stuff.
Yeah.
It's just the imagery and then, like I said, what you're saying here too. And if people knew, or if this game got brushed under the
people
table,
do. There's enough.
And now who's going to get the job? Who wants the job?
There's enough people who are very tapped into college football that in the last 24 hours have been tweeting that they heard something could come out of Michigan, that this was known and this was tried to be swept under the rug and all of that. So Sharon Moore out, finished at Michigan, chopped. Moving forward, you like the Army-Navy game on Saturday? You gonna be involved in Army-Navy?
Yeah, I mean, you just love it. Look, I think if you're just an American, it's just it's a great rivalry. It's a great historical game. Always love when they announced the new jerseys and the kits and all that stuff.
I like that they do that New Jersey every year.
I love it. I love it.
It's cool.
There's a lot of pride on both sides for those branches of the military and everything else. So definitely watching it. Absolutely.
Navy much better than Army. I mean, Army's 6-5 this year. Navy's 9-2. Navy's,
and it's a home game for Navy.
It is a home. Yes, Maryland, I know that it's in Maryland and it's a home, but these games are always
from Annapolis, buddy.
These games are always 50-50, Army and Navy in the place, no matter where it is. But there's one bet that's always as good as gold in the Army-Navy game. That's the under.
Okay.
I think it's 16 of the last 18 years. The game's gone under. It's 38.5 on Saturday. Let's get another under, Paulie.
I like it.
In Army-Navy.
And I like the under means it's a tight back and forth game and nothing too crazy.
Nothing too crazy.
I mean, there's any shining stars on either team to.
Nobody could pick any player on Army and Navy out of a lineup.
All right, there you go.
That's just that, but they like it that's the way that they want it. That's the Army and Navy way. With it. Bowl season would also start Saturday night.
Yes.
The LA Bowl, the bucked up LA Bowl, which is Boise State and Washington. And Ripper makes a good point. Ripper chimes in with the Sharon Moore stuff. Guy did it to himself, but the media is having a field day. I will say.
Oh, he's talking about Moore. Gotcha. Yeah.
And it's 100% true. He obviously did it to himself. He knew, he was doing wrong. Yeah. But I will say, and I don't know if there's a lot of anti-Michigan the last few years because obviously everything with the Connor Stallions and the stealing the signs and all the stuff with Harbaugh there. There's been a lot of people have got a very negative attitude towards Michigan for that reason. But I know he did wrong and what he did was wrong. And I don't think I've ever seen a coach got fired, get made fun of and dragged as much as this guy has since yesterday either. But as Ripper says, he did it to himself. So that's kind of how it goes. Getting back to the LA Bowl. So this guy, Jed Fish at Washington, he'd walk to Michigan if he could. And his team's playing in a bowl game on Saturday night.
Okay.
I think Washington's a lot better than Boise. I don't know how much. I don't know where's Jed Fish's attendance. Does he care about? And I also, these teams that play in these first bowl game a week after, there's no time for them to I feel like the teams that get the couple weeks off. They get to go there for a week to whatever the bowl side is, and it's like bang, you're in LA. I feel like these kids get the short end of the stick having to play their bowl game. The first one, bang, not even a week after the playoff and everything is over.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where the focus is. It's probably a game you want to take the points, even though I think Washington's a lot better. So it's 10. I'd probably take Boise with the 10. I'd probably take the under because I just don't think it's going to – these LA Bowls the last few years, and this is the last one, by the way. I saw that. They're axing the LA Bowl. These bowls don't have sponsors anymore.
I'm sorry. Where's it being played in LA?
At SoFi in Los Angeles.
Oh, it is being played at SoFi.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where the LA Bowl is. It's at SoFi.
It's a nice
8 o'clock on ABC Saturday night. So
Okay.
tune in when you get time. There you go. Even got you a bowl game in for your pool.
Nice, man.
And Wednesday's the next one. So when we come back on Wednesday, we could do the other bowl games that are coming up next week. And one last college story for you. Because the Notre Dame stuff, it gets bigger and bigger. Oh, first of all, I saw that Marcus Freeman's going to take the Michigan job too.
Yeah, right.
Which is he's not.
It's either the Giants or
he's
Michigan
not.
now.
By the way, he's not going to take that job.
He would never.
Well, look, money talks. I would never with these guys, but I don't think I think guys will only leave Notre Dame if they think that they're going
That would Hoyt, man.
up.
That would Hoyt right here.
And
he took that job.
I think you also see what Brian Kelly did in LSU, and ended up not being an elevator for him.
I don't think Freeman's that kind of guy.
No, he's not.
I don't think he's that kind of guy.
That other athletic directors around the country, when they found out this new clause that next year when Notre Dame's in the top 12, they're guaranteed a spot, which is apparently starts next year, that the AD has that in the clause with the college football playoff, that all these ADs around the country are now going to freeze out Notre Dame and not play them. They're not going to schedule them or play them. They're liars, just so everybody knows. They lie. They're lying. They will play them.
It is good PR stuff, though, right? Makes them look tough. Makes them look tough. But the Gates, the money, no. I agree with you. They are liars.
They are. And Steve's asking, is Maddox Madsen playing in the game? I am not sure if he's going to be in. I think with how I haven't seen him declare that he's going to be out yet, Steve, but that you're right. That's something you want to wait and check on for Maddox Madsen before the LA Bowl on Saturday night. He's Boise State's quarterback.
Gotcha.
Player. Because that's another problem with bowl games, Paulie. Well, even if you have a small injury or you have it, guys aren't going to play in these games. There's a lot of guys who drop out of bowl games. And I did see that also, this TJ Watt story. Steelers linebacker TJ Watt is at the hospital undergoing a medical evaluation of his lung. Not good. He will not be at practice Thursday, and his status for Monday night against Miami is in question. That's not good when they got to bring you to the hospital, Paulie, for a lung issue. And TJ Watt, one of the best in the business, as we know. Here it is, Paul. You've been waiting for it. I gave you breaking news yesterday with the
more breaking news
that the polar bear was going to Baltimore.
Yeah.
And you told me something would happen between yesterday and today's show, and that it would be Yankee related. You said the Yanks will do something. I feel it.
I did say something.
They did. Look at this.
All right, I don't know this, so I'm excited.
You don't.
Here we go.
This is fresh off the presses here. The Yankees are signing right-handed pitcher Bradley Hanner to a minor league deal with an invite to spring training. Bradley Hanner.
Earth-shattering.
Ooh!
Earth-shattering.
Bradley Hanner.
He's going to be a part of that Grissom trade. It's going to be that's just another piece. Cashman is
allegedly the Yankees are one of the teams in on Freddie Peralta from the Brewers. Didn't go so well when they traded for Devin Williams last year. Maybe we should stay away from trading for guys from the Brewers.
Yeah.
But then again, I can't complain.
They're all old Stearns guys, right? Those are guys.
All the old
Stearns
guys.
Maybe
smartest guy in the room.
Yeah.
David Stearns, smartest guy in the room. That's what he is.
Mets world was a little difficult.
Give me your thoughts on the Ranger effort last night in Chicago.
We're going to talk about hockey.
Give me something on the game.
Man.
I watched.
I think the Rangers have a goaltending problem.
Really?
Yeah.
He guy makes $12 million a year.
I know.
How could they have a goaltending? The highest paid goalie in the league.
Probably spent a little too much. Look, I mentioned this the other day. They're him and Quick are just, Quick is doing what he can here at the end of the season, end of his career, I should say here. Just a lot of things haven't changed. You thought the Rangers were turning the page here with a couple good games there against Tampa, Vegas, getting points here, playing some good third period games, and then they just, Chicago hadn't won in what, a month?
No, they were on a. I took the Rangers on my show last night, thinking that the Rangers were finally had turned the corner, and they were.
So there it is. They're not a serious hockey club. It's just not serious. I mean, there's still enough talent there without Foxy, and especially with the. I mean, it's just I can't get a handle on this team, and I'm not gonna. I can't get on that bus, man.
Every time you think they're about to go on a little bit of a run, they play a game like last night.
Look, no disrespect to Chicago. They're
not a great
team. Yeah, but they're not expected. You know what I'm saying?
But they've improved this year, but they're not a big time team.
They haven't. They got some good talent on
Knight's
team,
very
no
good.
doubt about
Knight's a good goalie.
They're in their house last night. They they needed that game and stuff. But the Rangers with their talent, with their lineup, with their experience, with their coach, and with their $12 million goaltender, just looked really bad in their own end. Did they get outshot again last night? No. Yeah, they did. Not by much, but shut out. First time on the road, I think, shut out this season.
Mm-hmm.
But even just the stats, the analytics, all that crap or whatever, they're just not doing it for me. They can't. It's been a long time since they put 3 full periods together, And then you see Lafreniere last night making a couple of his flashy moves and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
he likes doing
that.
that.
But he can't finish.
No.
He can't.
He's got no finish at all.
Got no finish. And then it hit me that he's
got no finish.
He's on the squad now, 5 years?
Whatsoever.
So, but it is a long season.
It is a long season.
It's a watered down league.
I know we like to say that it's a long season, but
no, you absolutely expect more from this team. From these players.
They're more than a third
more
home,
from your captain.
And you got to remember they got a whole month where they're not going to play in February. They're going to be a whole month off. So
I don't know if they don't finish that rink.
Yeah, that's true.
Daly said they ain't going.
But you say all that, and it's like I said yesterday. They're 1 point out of 2 points out of a playoff spot.
So that's the thing. We can get really
mad. It's the NHL.
Exactly. Is it worth really getting that mad at them?
3 points back of third place Islanders, 37 points.
They're 4 or 5 points out of being third place in the whole league.
They're 5 points out of. They're 4 points, 5 points out of first place.
But that's the whole damn league.
No, there's no dominant teams except Colorado and Dallas.
Anaheim goes out one night, loses by 7 goals. They go out another night, they win by 7 goals.
Ducks Islanders tonight at UBS. It's a good game.
It is a good game. That's why I hesitated. I'm like,
Ducks Isles tonight.
Yeah. But which Ducks team shows up?
Right.
I think the Islanders right now, at least you have a team that is pretty competitive every night. That's going to give you a good game.
Oh, they have not had any nights off. I'll give them that.
They're gelling well. I think Roy's got a really good system going there. Obviously, the kid's doing really good. Gold Sorokin and everything. He brought it up the other day too. They're in a nice pocket, I think for the Islanders more than anything, if we get around to what we say in football, but yeah, can the Islanders run off 6-7 wins in a row?
They did that. They had here's the 2 things about the Islanders this year that make me think that have really impressed me and make me think maybe they are.
In addition to the 2 injuries too, which is very impressive as well.
Right. The 6-1 road trip was super impressive to me. That was very impressive. And then just these last 10 days, beating the Lightning twice, beating Colorado, beating Vegas.
Yep.
That's another second really impressive stretch of the season for them.
Now, those teams they were all in the area playing,
right,
a lot of games in a short span there, but still, those are the top teams in the league. And I'm not going to take anything away from the Islanders because in the past, they lose those games.
Yeah.
They're lost in those games. Yeah. They don't have anything to show.
They gave up that goal to Vegas the other night with under 15 seconds left in the game. They never win that game.
Exactly.
And they end up hanging in, finding a way in the shootout, and they got the 2 points. They got,
they've got a really good. I mean, Schaefer, obviously.
Right.
But Pellick, Pulak, even with Romanov going down, and I know they brought in a couple of good young kids.
Yeah.
Osborne, there's some good stuff going
Was a
on.
fiery coach. I love
As a
Was.
Strangers fan, as difficult as it is for me to say this,
I know.
and I want them to do well. Okay.
Yeah.
To a certain point.
To a certain point.
Because I always say, if the Islanders and the Devils are playing better, hopefully that inspires the Rangers to play.
Devils are going to have the other Hughes brother by the end of the year.
Rangers, to me, are just lazy,
Vancouver's
lazy bunch of rich guys.
They're shipping Quinn out. I heard. I saw that Quinn's going to be traded by Christmas. Vancouver's done. They got Quinn. No one's
weird.
And I love how Quinn Hughes is one of the, he's there with McCarr, Paulie. He's one of the best defensemen in the league in terms of offensive skill and things that he brings to the table.
If the Rangers can get
I
him,
love
give him everybody.
No, he's only going to the Devils to play with his brother.
Really?
Oh, that's what it's like. If I'm Vancouver,
these guys think they are the Sutters.
But what I'm saying is, well, can Vancouver maybe see if they can get a better package from somebody else? Like, I love everyone assumes he's going to the Devils because his brother's on it. How about you let them see what they can get for him and see? I love how it's just an automatic that he's going to go. And I know what the trick is, and he's going to play the NBA card. Another thing, he's going to go to that team and say, "Well, I'm not re-signing with you." That's why they feel like he's holding that card.
Do you know when his contract is up?
I think it's after next season. He's
I thought he was in the midst of a long-term contract right now.
Yeah.
Because now the other thing, I mean, we have to look into this. Which is no trade clause? Which teams is he?
Correct. He's actually in the middle of a 6-year 7 that he signed in 21. So he goes through the 26-27 season. So that's after next season.
Okay.
So he's got this year and next year. And the cap hit is 7.8.
And Vancouver's got to try and get something for him.
But you want to that's a premier player in the league. You're just going to help the Devils out. It's like we were talking about last week with the Knicks with Giannis. Like, if the Knicks were trading for Giannis, Milwaukee would be helping him out. They could get better deals from other teams. Why is Vancouver just help the Devils out and trade him there for his brother? And I'm sure the Devils have some assets to be able to do it, but still, if another team, Paulie, comes up and says, well, I'm going to give you more, then why
you throw the Rangers in there and the Devils? I think there's other teams in the league that have better assets.
Imagine him playing across the river against his brother. That would be for the Rangers.
I don't think that's going to happen. And the only way, I think this is my prediction for the Rangers. This Ranger team just stays stagnant the whole way. I just don't think they really kind of pick up. And I think Drury makes some trade deadline stuff here to teams that need guys like Mika's going to go.
Right.
JT Miller might even go. Panarin, because I think if this team doesn't lift, if this team doesn't get up, if Sully can't get this team up, and if Shesterkin here doesn't show that he's going to be the guy who can kind of carry these guys into I don't even think it's so much Shesterkin. It's a lot of the guys around him here. But as far as Quinn's concerned, I don't think the Rangers are in a team of strength as far as they don't really have the prospects to really send back to anybody.
Right.
And Vancouver's not going to want a bunch of old guys. Those contracts are just awful. Rangers are in a lot of trouble.
Tons
if
of
this
trouble.
team can't lift themselves up out of where they are, this very mediocre kind of play, which the whole entire league.
It's all Metro teams too. Like I said, these trade boards that they have them up. Devils, Washington, Philly, like these are the teams being listed for Hughes coming up. And there you go. Bring Quinn to Philly. He loves it there. All right. I didn't realize what time was, Paulie. It's time to go. I mean, it's just like that. Buddy. It happens very quickly. So big weekend ahead. Enjoy all the football. Enjoy the pucks. Isles Ducks tonight at UBS. Rangers don't play again until Saturday, Paulie, against Montreal. I just went play the Habs on Saturday.
A little bit of breaks. I'll have to we have to we'll start doing this here going forward now. Obviously, things are trimming down here as far as the football. I mean, it's still great stuff. Playoffs coming up.
Yeah.
And obviously the CFB. But we should spend a little more time on puck here.
Yeah.
There's some really good storylines going on around the league.
All around the league. We got to get to some other things that are happening.
I was going to say, even with Montreal.
It is true. Aside from Colorado and Dallas.
Yeah.
The rest of the league is within about 8 points of each other. The entire league.
Is that a good thing or is that?
So That I don't know. So that's a discussion to have maybe for next week. Great job, Paulie. Once again, Carver and Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio, Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach. Everybody have a great weekend.
great
Have a lot of fun. And we will see you next week here on CNC. Bye, everybody.